will know, but if you can't tell by looking at us, I'm Becca's older sister, Rachel. On my 3rd birthday, my dad took us to the hospital, my siblings and I, and we were like going to see my mom, and all of a sudden they handed me a little baby, and they said, "Happy birthday!" And I was like, "Oh, this is mine." So from that day on, I said that Becca was mine. So I guess I have to give her to Andrew today or something. But that was always a joke that we had in our family, that Becca belonged to me. And though it was a joke, I often took things a little too far. Because Becca is the most servant-hearted person I know. She serves people inside the home, outside her home. She serves people. I am not going to cry. She serves people day and night. She serves people, babies, animals, friends, neighbors, strangers. It doesn't matter. If Becca got a call at 3 in the morning that a mom needed some milk for her baby, Becca would get up, go milk a goat, get in her car, take the milk to the mom, feed the baby, tuck the mom in bed, and drive home, go to bed, and then she would wake up in the morning and never say anything. She wouldn't look for praise or recognition. Becca just does what needs to be done and moves on. I remember the first time we met the Elliots. So for those who don't know, my mom and Ann met over the internet, and in 2013, we went to Kansas, and on our way back home, we decided to go meet these people. I remember in the car, we discussed all the things we realized we did not know about these people. We were like, wait, what if they only wear skirts? What if they don't play video games? What if they are actually murderers? Well, it turns out they're not, as far as we know. We got there very late, but everyone had stayed up waiting for our arrival. And as we got settled into bed, I was like, I think that our first impressions were good. I thought they were all seemed pretty normal. But that blonde 13-year-old, I thought he seemed a little bit awkward. The Elliots became really good friends of ours, and no matter what we did, we loved to compete, Hearns versus Elliots. One of our favorite games we played together was Bekah ball. And I think the Hearns usually won a little more of this than the Elliots. Whenever Andrew came to play, I always felt a little bad because he was growing so fast. Like, his coordination was a little off back then. One time, we were in a very intense game of Bekah ball, and I went down for the ball, and my face hurt. And I got up, and I saw Andrew's face, and it looked even paler than he already is. He felt really bad that he had accidentally punched me. And I felt bad that it happened as well, but I was like in shock. I did not think Andrew was that strong. I was like, I thought Andrew was scrawny. Like, I thought he was a scrawny teenager. And I was like, okay, he's not as scrawny as I think. After I moved to Kansas in 2016, whenever I came to visit, I didn't see Andrew a whole lot. I think he might have been worried that I'd punch him or something. But my family had said he'd grown up, was very mature, hardworking, and loved God with all his heart. They often spoke of how impressed they were with his work ethic and just how they thought of him. And I was like, guys, this is Andrew. But in the winter of 2021, Andrew was leading worship for my family's church. I was very impressed with his leadership, and I realized that my family was right and that he'd really grown into a really nice young man. I looked around the congregation and thought, man, someone's going to get a nice husband. Little did I know, Becca was going to be that person. Let me tell you a little more about Becca. Becca is one of the bravest and strongest people that I know. If you combine Becca's bravery, strength, and servant-heartedness, you now have one of the hardest workers on the planet. She's not afraid to get down and dirty, whether she's working with animals or people. One of my favorite things to watch is when people who don't know Bekah watch her work. She's small, and she looks really young. So they'll give her a task and think, I really don't think she can do this. But as soon as she's given a task, she does it. Whether it's wrangling cows or carrying someone twice her size, Bekah just gets down and does it. And it's so fun to watch people's surprised faces when they see her work for the first time. I believe Bekah will be a Proverbs 31 wife. I always knew she would be a really good wife and an excellent mother. But she just never seemed interested in anyone in particular. Until one day, I received a text from Tyler that said, "Don't tell anyone." But I think Bekah likes Andrew. And then a few days later, my mom texted and said, "I haven't told anyone, but something is brewing between Andrew and Bekah." So I kept quiet, and nobody said anything, and months went by. I was like, guys, this is rude, long enough. So last May, Bekah, some siblings, and my cousin Kaya came to visit me in Kansas. And I remember one day, Maya and I were telling Bekah how grown up and mature Andrew was. And she agreed. And I said, okay, so do you like him? And her answer was, no way, that would never work. I let it go because I could tell Bekah was feeling a lot of emotions. Bekah is one of the most private people I know. I'm going to be in trouble after this speech for saying too much. Bekah doesn't like to show her emotions, so I knew if she was having feelings for someone, we would need to give her a lot of time and space. But goodness gracious! She took her time. When I finally heard the news that Andrew and Bekah were officially courting, I was so overjoyed because I knew they would be a family that Jehovah would look upon and smile. May Jehovah bless you both with children and many years of happily serving him.